we should be on each other's will.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
obviously,
I got to do this now.
Obviously, my wife's name will be right under yours, not over it.
Oh my God.
You will have the executor of the will before her because
Sorry, Tiff.
I trust Wally with my stuff more than my wife because she'll be like, "That's $5," and Wally will be like, "Whoa, that's $500."
Yeah.
I will go to reach for Big Daddy first. You know, like
Hey.
like to watch that.
I mean,
movie
you can
first.
watch it. Watch
But
whenever
not
you want.
touch.
I see what Steve was doing when he picked the movie. Okay.
$5 to touch it. $7 for me to touch it.
ZJ.
Spicy chicken sandwich.
Sure.
Right?
Sandwich?
Sandwich.
Yeah.
But it
Are
wasn't.
you both okay? It's like both of you having strokes.
Welcome to the Decision Reel Movie Review Podcast, where we review movies of today and yesterday. This week, we're looking at a movie picked by me, Big Daddy. But first,
Why, thank you.
I do want to say we got a new look here. Things are changing. Things are
Go changing.
looking fresh and clean.
If you're listening,
Obviously, you can't see what I'm talking about.
we have a new color palette
We do.
brought to you by Steve
Yeah.
Thanks.
And
I tried-
Wally's
I tried
red
to.
now.
and his.
But
this is-
really red.
I'm
because
always
he's,
red.
He's burnt.
Burnt.
I spent the day at the beach.
He's crispy.
Drinking, hitting people with footballs and shit.
Duck.
Beating
don't-
up kids. I was literally just up there whooping kids' ass in the water.
I like it. Just
It
whooping.
was glorious.
Yay.
Whooping asses.
Yeah.
Some asses get whooped in this movie.
Yeah. Speaking of fathering.
And wiped.
Right, and wiped.
And wiped.
But I wipe my own ass. Jesus Christ. Anyways, before we get into the movie review, I do want to say if you have ever listened to this podcast and you want to follow us and see what we're doing in the future or what we're doing in said week, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at The Decision Reel, or you can go to YouTube and watch us at The Decision Reel. The Decision Wheel?
He saw too much of the movie.
I did.
Yeah, the decision real.
That's a fifth
Real.
wheel.
Hip.
Hip hop.
Hip hop.
Damn, you give him all the easy ones.
All right, so let's fucking get into this guy here. The plot of Big Daddy. That's obviously the end of the trailer. Oh, okay, now we're in. A lazy law school grad adopts a kid to impress his girlfriend, but everything doesn't go as planned, and he becomes the unlikely foster father. I mean, it's pretty much it.
He's got a 5-year plan. What is it? Don't die?
Liver spotted balls.
Right. See that 5-year plan's working out for him. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Where to watch this? It's free nowhere, but with a subscription, you can watch it on Amazon or Max to rent, Google Play, Amazon, Apple TV, and Vudu.
Is this the first
Always.
movie we all didn't watch?
I watched it.
you did?
He
I did
watch
say I
it.
watched it.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen this
A
so many
lot.
times. Yeah, that I don't
Exactly.
need to watch it, but I
Exactly.
wanted a little refresher because I picked it, so I was like, I'm feeling in the mood to watch Big Daddy.
Yeah.
Don't say from Cincinnati, please. God,
I was just in the mood for swimming, so I did that instead.
Well, your parents have the pool, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so it makes sense. I'm not
You're
a
not an
big
outdoor
swim-
person, Steve.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm not a public pool person though. I don't like doing that.
Well,
Too-
yeah,
I'll
too
go
many
ahead.
fo-
Doesn't
too
matter.
many
Doesn't matter
folks.
wherever
You give
water.
me
I'm in
water.
it,
It
yeah.
could be a
Too many
kiddie pool with a
folks.
bunch of infants, and I'll belly flop the shit. It doesn't matter what
Flying
it is.
in off the
There's
side.
like a swimming class going on.
I'm like, ah! Look, parents are screaming.
Everyone hold on.
Yeah.
Look out, I'm coming in.
Fucking kid's just belly surfing his way out of the
Wave
pool into the
pool.
grass.
One kid just
Just
sees the
screams.
shadow over his head
Yeah,
like,
yeah. 2 kids squished in local swimming lessons.
Squished.
they will never be the
Not
same.
drowned. Squished.
Yes. Terrified of water from here on.
Jesus Christ. This movie is written by Steve Franks and directed by Dennis Dugan. Dennis Dugan is in this movie. Can anybody tell me which character he plays?
Is he one of the
Wow,
gay guys?
What a very good segue.
Oh, is he
that
the,
him?
Is
It's
he the
him.
Yeah.
That's
right there.
him. I didn't plan that at all. But yeah, no, he's the guy that when they knock on the door for Halloween
Doesn't
candy.
have any candy yet.
Yeah, and he just gives them the middle finger or how would the watch? No, he doesn't like that. Got anything else? Some CDs?
Yep.
Really good. This
He
movie
doesn't
is
want that. He doesn't want that.
this movie is honestly a little dated. Obviously, it was made in the late 90s.
Mhm.
We're going to get to the actual release date here in a little bit. But I mean, I still think the story holds up. I mean, there's nothing that they do that you can't do because it's not in the, today,
Mhm.
right? They're not making phone calls or whatever on cell phones and everything. Obviously, there's payphones and stuff, but there's nothing crazy to keep it in the times.
What a weird thing, payphones.
I mean,
They're
yes
gone.
and no.
They're fucking gone.
That's
There's
the
not
weird
anymore.
part.
Yeah, yeah.
But then, like,
Bye.
talk to your son and be like, hey, you know what a payphone is? He probably
Oh,
knows
don't
what
worry.
it is.
We've
They
had
do
multiple
have cell
conversations.
phones though in the movie.
Things we consider like a huge pop culture. My son has no idea.
There are
about.
cell phones in the movie.
I'm trying to think. I don't.
He calls him when he's at the airport. He's in line. He answers on a cell phone. When to tell him that a kid was dropped off for him, he answers his cell phone.
Does he?
How else would he call him at the airport?
He gets a beep, and he uses his beeper to call him back on a payphone.
No, he's in line though.
Speaking of,
I'm trying to
among-
remember because I just watched it. I don't remember.
He like
that.
puts his suitcase down, like while he's walking, he's like thinking, and he's like,
Maybe.
I don't know.
among other things that I run at my job,
Hmm.
I run the phone system through Verizon
Mhm.
too, and there's 2 beepers registered. People have beepers still. It's a thing.
Really?
Well, I mean, doctors have beepers still.
Lots of people have,
Pagers.
if you're in
Sure.
a secure space, quote unquote, there's rules, and one of them is hands off. So a lot of people get beepers. Didn't know that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So that if you wanted to be like, hey, you need to call me, you can just
Yeah, it's a
because a
transmission
pager is allowed
receiving
because a
thing, so-
pager is allowed in a secret
yeah, well, that's what
in
I'm
a
saying.
skiff, but a phone is not.
Yeah, you can't transmit. You can receive.
Mm.
That's the rule.
I actually hate not being able to have my phone in certain places I've had to sit at work.
Yeah, I know. I worked in a secure space
I
for
don't
a
like
long
that.
time.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It was terrible. There it is. Steve, what you got next, buddy?
Well, this is rated PG-13 for language and some crude humor. I think this is one of Adam Sandler's like less
Crude?
crude movies. If
Sure.
you would say there's
It's
nothing.
also less Adam Sandler-y. This is like right on his way out of being the,
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like when you
that guy.
compare it to
Have a do it.
Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison and Waterboy, like this has more substance.
Well,
It's
this
got more substance, more plot.
It
Like
makes
it's,
me a little hazy in the eyes.
it's heavier.
at the
well,
end.
also this isn't an Adam Sandler movie, right? It wasn't written with him in mind. It was actually offered to some other people before him. So that's why
And
this
it's not
is
a
probably,
Happy Madison.
Well, Happy
production.
Madison wasn't around
It's
at this
after
point.
that.
Yeah, this is like the last movie I believe before he started Happy Madison. So, again, that's probably why this doesn't feel
Again.
very. And another thing, no, that's probably why this doesn't feel like an Adam Sandler movie, right? Because
Not really.
it's not, but it is. I mean, it's got most of his mannerisms in it. He doesn't do like what you're talking about. His over the
Whatever that shit is.
yeah. I don't know. Fucking shampoo is better.
it's ridiculous.
Stop looking at me, Swan.
Right.
It's
There's
so
none of
bad.
that, but I think this movie would have suffered from it. Like you go into the movie, and I think the movie works good because you know Adam Sandler, and you're thinking once the movie's talking about how he's a deadbeat, doesn't have a job. You're also like, okay, yeah, I get that. Look at Adam Sandler before this in any movie, so it makes it feel a little real. So then, like when he gets the kid, you're like, well, this guy not gonna be good with the kid, but then ends up being, well, does he actually end up being pretty good with the kid?
No, he fucking hits. He's learning more than the fucking kid's learning.
I
They're
think
learning
yeah.
That's what this is
together.
about.
I don't know if they're learning together or if
He gets
He's-
into it eventually
Well,
with
yeah,
like
when-
with
It's
teaching him, getting him on top of his stuff. With
when,
like,
when he's like,
It's a bond through trials
I
and
let-
tribulations, but
I let-
mostly trials.
I let my kid become the smelly kid in class. Oh, I've had some smelly ones.
but he does though. He gets like, because at first he's like, well, we're just gonna do whatever the hell we want. We're gonna be friends instead, and we're just gonna do whatever. And then he steps it up. He starts teaching him things. He starts studying with him, bathing him more, like teaching him manners and stuff.
Yeah, puts him in there. Little Scuba Steve action.
Mm-hmm.
Kid, we went to go to the beach earlier. Junior put on a pair of shorts that had been like living in a corner of his basement for probably like 2 weeks. And I'm like following him around the house as we're getting the car ready with all the beach gear. I'm like, what the fuck is that smell? And I'm like sniffing my shirt. I was like, is it in the garage? And I go, I'm like sniffing in the garage. I sniff the whole middle floor of that house.
Ugh.
And then finally I'm following my kid from the basement all the way to the car. And I'm like, is this you? And I smell his shirt. I'm like, and I'm like,
Ew.
wait, hold on. And I smell the bottom of his shorts. I was like, this is the most disgusting shit I've ever smelled. Take these off. Throw them in the fucking thing.
Is it just because they sat for a long time?
I think so.
Is
It
it like
just
a, was
sat
like
in
a?
a dark corner. My kid is like a fucking.
Do you think maybe they
hobbit.
were wet when he threw them over
Oh,
there?
yeah.
So like
Oh, 100
is like a mildewy smell,
He jumped straight out of that fucking nasty water, went straight home, took those off, and just chucked them in the corner.
and
of
then
his
they
dark,
sat and
damp
sat
room.
and sat, and then
Yeah.
he just put them back on.
Yeah, it's a fucking little boy thing, I guess. Partially from me, but
To have no responsibilities.
yeah. I'm like,
Must be
clean your
great.
room, and he
Yeah.
probably cleaned his room, looked at that, and was like, oh, that's fine. Yeah, fuck it.
It's growing a little tree out of the corner.
Yeah,
It's
he's
fine.
got like
It's fine.
couches
The
and
corner's
beds and
so
shit.
dark, didn't know it was there. It's just like
Yeah, I could smell that from a fucking 2 rooms away. So
It's growing
he's
mushrooms
smell
and shit.
blind.
Ew. Ew.
It's gross.
Big Daddy, speaking of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
is
You ran.
starring Adam Sandler as Sonny Koufax, Joey Lauren Adams as Layla, Jon Stewart as Kevin Garrity, Cole and
Layla's
Dylan
such a
Sprouse
bitch.
as Julian, Leslie Mann as Corinne, Rob Schneider as the delivery guy, and Christy Swanson as Vanessa.
So Vanessa, right?
Mhm.
that's the girlfriend.
That fucking
The
voice
original
of,
girlfriend.
Oh no, so it's the other one. The newer girlfriend.
No,
Yeah.
Vanessa is.
The one I'm
The-
looking for is the newer girlfriend.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I'm terrible with
that
names.
would be Joey Lauren Adams, Layla.
Layla.
Her
Yeah.
voice
Mm-hmm.
bugs the shit out of me.
It's very high pitched.
It sounds like it's like, it's someone's been smoking for 30 years, but
Mhm.
then also helium at the same time. It's very weird.
Interesting.
I've felt that way in other movies that she's been in as
Yeah.
well.
Like
Yeah.
her at 50 probably could have been the receptionist from Monsters Inc. I think.
She's looking rough these days, so if you want to look at a
Hey,
picture,
I called it.
you're pretty close. So she's definitely that. I smoked a pack
It
an
was just
hour
the
type.
way she I don't know even know how to do it.
Mike Wazowski.
Always
God
watching.
damn it, that's fucked up. But it's true because you have a high pitched voice and then you put that on top of it.
It's just
yeah.
weird. It's like a fucking shitty whoopee cushion.
What? Jesus Christ. I will say, like, in the beginning, him even having the girlfriend, Christy Swanson, she does seem kind of shitty towards him the whole
She's
time.
a bitch.
But also, I mean, what is he bringing to the table, right? He's lazy. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't really do anything.
Why are you there in the first place? You know?
Well, she was with him since college or whatever, right? When they were in grad school becoming lawyers
even
together.
worse.
Well, no, he probably was fine then.
You
and
say
now,
he had aspirations.
right. Because obviously once all this happens and you look at the end of the movie, he's now a big shot lawyer again. And
You should have been a lawyer, Steve.
no.
I think you could have done it.
Oh, I could have done it, but I don't want to do that.
I think you'd have been great at it.
I think I need
Tara
to
would
be
have been all right too.
maybe. I
I
think,
think so.
yeah,
I think-
probably.
yeah.
I feel like both of you can argue something in the fucking dirt.
You're right.
Into the dirt.
Even if I was wrong.
Yes, exactly. That's the key statement there.
Mm-hmm. No, I think I would be a good therapist.
Therapist.
I'm not going to repeat that, but yeah,
You
I'm good at.
remember
know I'm
the
good at talking.
college humor?
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I'm good at listening and breaking down people's problems and telling them, hey, maybe you should do this. And then when people don't listen to me, I go, what did I tell you?
Interview her real quick. Go ahead. Interview Tara.
So Tara's going on a man date tonight with somebody
No.
that's not her boyfriend.
No. Nope.
Now
No.
Steve's gonna have to cut this.
No.
I ain't cut nothing.
No.
Where you going tonight?
No.
Stop.
Oh, Jesus.
Nope.
Jesus. Speaking of Big Daddy,
All right. Well, can we switch? Can someone get interviewed? All right.
I'll interview you.
All right. Go ahead.
What's going on in your life?
Nothing. I feel great. I feel
Getting-
fantastic.
You feeling a little burnt?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
I'm a little sore.
Maybe you should step out of the sun sometimes. Maybe put some UV protectant on.
Your boy just lives in the light.
The sun never
What?
sets on a badass.
Hey!
Until they die
was
of
it Westbrook?
melanoma.
Oh, was it Russell West? What was it, Tara?
Russell Winchester.
It's Russell Winchester.
Russell Winchester.
He's got
Sun never
he's got-
sets on a badass.
he has melanoma, so it's
Yeah.
gonna be setting soon.
Yeah. The sun sets on an idiot often.
On an idiot. Anyways, Big Daddy, 93-minute runtime, perfect pocket movie, hour and a half. Well, hour and 33 minutes, if you will. But still, like we've talked about on here, that's the perfect comedy movie. You know, like any longer, any shorter, it's not as good.
I think this movie's great. It's like a perfect industrialized comedy.
It really is, and again,
Got a
the
little bit of
story.
everything.
Well, the story could be told at any point in time too, right? I mean, yeah, some things could be changed based off of the legal system or anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure that the legality of it has probably been updated a little bit.
Sure. The other thing I want to say, while he's getting in the pain here, getting some Crown Royal into his Coke. The other thing I want to say, so at the
an alcoholic.
oh geez, an alcoholic. So at the end of the movie, right?
Stop looking at me with your judgy eyes.
I've been drinking the whole time. Y'all haven't been. So
I've been drinking part of the day.
I had a big weekend. At the end of the movie, Jesus, I'm gonna put a little bit in there. That was a
That
lot.
was like a shot. There's no way. What is that video with that lady that's like pouring it? She's like, one shot, and she just keeps fucking holding
just keeps going. She's got the thing, and it's just like overflowing out of it.
Is it though?
It smells like vanilla.
Vanilla Coke.
I mean, yeah.
Is that what
So
that
anyways,
was? Coke.
the point I'm trying to make is
It's
Big Daddy.
Pepsi.
At the end of the movie, where he's getting tied up in handcuffs, right? And they're like, "Hey, you know, obstructed the law or did all this," and then Kevin Garrity or Jon Stewart stands up and goes, "I'm his dad. It's fine." It wouldn't be fine because he still broke the law. Just because he goes, "That's my kid," doesn't change anything. So why doesn't he go to jail?
I don't know. I don't think CPS did their job at all with any of this, obviously.
Well, so the fat guy who's in charge of all this definitely should be getting fired,
Yeah, 100%.
right? I mean, you don't just drop a kid off. Well, okay, so the kid gets dropped off at his doorstep, but who did that? Because he's just there by himself, right?
Yeah.
So when he calls social services and they end up saying whatever, that guy should have just came and
Well, the mom dropped him off. Had a guy bring him up there
right,
because he says this lady gave me
$50,
this note.
whatever.
Yeah, bring him up.
But what I'm saying is, after all that, when
Mhm.
social services were contacted, that guy should have taken him.
Who also closed for the holiday.
Right.
Like, what do you do then? Like,
we don't
what's
work on
the
holidays.
option?
You just stay in the streets.
Like, I'm not saying people don't deserve to have a holiday, but you don't have anyone that could have stayed back and answered phones or
Right.
on call.
Right.
There's
Like you're
gotta
on
be
call, like a doctor or
a
anything else.
frequency of wellness checks. There's no way stuff like that doesn't. Even then, probably has a frequency of wellness checks.
Well,
like
but he did.
every few days,
but he
week,
Right,
did
yeah.
3
say.
weeks, month. Oh, the
Saying.
kid's doing great. You
But
know?
he said he was Kevin Garrity, so that guy had no reason to check in. He was like, "Okay, you're his dad, so."
But he didn't check. You
No,
know?
he didn't take his ID
Could
or
I
anything.
legally adopt you? Got either of you? Is that allowed?
We're over
We're
18.
over 18,
Yeah.
so
You can't legally adopt someone if they're over 18.
No, you're not considered a kid anymore. I don't think you
Depending
can
upon
adopt an
your
adult.
mental state, right? So if I was,
So if you, this might get into something.
I wasn't going to go where you thought. I was going to say if I got knocked on the head and I'm out cold and I'm in a coma, right?
Sure.
You could then become my legal counsel or my
legal guardian, but I don't think you
guardian,
can
whatever.
adopt.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can
It
have
would be considered
say
something else.
over my body, right? So if I
Uh,
look, if I were to make a
Can we get this
will.
legally? Like we should do this, Steve. You and I should do
Oh,
this.
God.
Like if something happens to us,
that's what I was just going to
where
get
we
into.
get fucking clocked a little too
Yeah,
hard.
yeah. We should be on each other's will.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh,
Ob-
I gotta
obviously-
do this. I gotta do this now.
Obviously, my wife's name will be right under yours, not over it.
Oh my
You will
God.
have the executor of the will before her because
Sorry, Tiff.
I trust Wally with my stuff more than my wife because she'll be like, "That's $5," and Wally will be like, "Whoa, that's $500."
Yeah. No. We gotta do this right.
Exactly.
First off, everything we sell, if we sell it at all, better be to get him a big ass memorial in like granite.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like we go to your grave and it's just you and it's just fucking
Some nice
standing
chiseled-
there like this.
I want some nice chiseled cheeks going on the
It's-
backside.
Your body doesn't look anything like your normal body.
That's
It's
what I'm
just like a fucking ripped guy.
Like it. And then I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah, that'd be perfect.
Provocative.
I like it. So, legal counsel, Wally is going to be my executor if anything happens to me.
Yeah, there's not even going to be anyone else on mine. It's just going to be you.
Steve,
It might
that's
be
it.
you
Get
and
my
then
stuff.
and my mom, but my mom will have specific items.
Well, obviously,
or your
son. Yeah, I was going to
No,
go.
I don't trust him.
No, but you
Perfect.
have to have him in the will to leave stuff to him.
Yeah, well,
He's going to leave it
he's
to
gonna
me,
be in control
and
of
then
that.
I'll
Yeah.
say he gets this event.
I
Exactly.
mean, you should be hoping that you don't die until your son is old enough to handle
Let's
that
be
stuff.
real. Mr.
Is what-
chilling in the
is-
sun until he bakes and then going back tomorrow and doing the same.
Oh.
Probably ain't going to be around
dude, I
very
got
long.
like 6 years, man.
6, 7 tops.
How old will he be in 6 years?
40.
No.
You know, how old will your
he-
son be? I don't know, 16? 17?
20. He'll be about 20.
So he'll be old
Technically
enough.
19, but
He'll be old enough. He'll be an adult. Doesn't even,
Yeah, he don't need your
need
stuff.
anybody.
I need your stuff.
yeah, well, he's not. Gonna
That's
need
not what
that
I mean.
shit.
I don't mean the stuff. I mean, he's not a kid anymore. So, like,
I'll be fine. The other day, I joke about it, right? And I'm not particular, but I was like, yeah, kid, I don't know. I didn't expect to make it this long. He was like, come on. And I was like, maybe 15 years.
Carrick
Tops.
says
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of stuff. Every time he has to go and get, like, his
He's like
annual
80.
check,
My son's always like,
like,
80.
his follow-up for his cancer, like, to make sure it hasn't come back or
Yeah, yeah.
anything. Every time he leaves, he's like, well, head to the doctor for them to tell me I have cancer again. Like, it just...
Just tell me.
In his
Just
mind,
coping
he's like, I'm
mechanism.
just putting it out there, so I'm prepared. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
if I come back
No, I
with
get
cancer,
it.
I come back with cancer.
My son has it in his mind, 80 years old. He's like, at least 80.
At least.
He's
At
also already
least
said,
80.
he's like, if I get it again, I'm just going to let it ride. He was like, I was like, you're
Whatever.
not even 40 yet.
I don't know. Tell him to suck it up.
Suck it up.
He
Just suck
hated
it. Up.
it. He hated it.
Oh, yeah. It's not
going
fun.
through
It's
it.
not a fun thing.
Is it though?
It's not.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Promise.
I've
Are
been
you
through
hunting
it.
for information right now? when
Maybe.
you say
I
that?
don't know.
What are Steve's like 5? We can probably get a voice board or whatever it is
Mm.
with Steve's like 7 or 8. Like
I
when
don't
he's
even need to
not
be here.
listening.
Yeah.
Right. I don't even be
Yeah.
here. Oh,
I'm
very
not sure he
interesting.
knew
He's
what
like,
we
"Oh,
were
yeah."
talking
We're
about.
talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
him, your Kara going, getting his cancer
Are you
checkups
sure?
and making sure.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Is it though?
Just tell me if I still have cancer or not.
Okay.
Because we said, yeah, it's not fun. And your response was, is it though?
I heard what you
Which
said.
doesn't
It was a
actually
joke.
fill in.
It was a joke. I'm trying to add humor to the mix and get people
Sure.
laughing.
Anyways,
Big Daddy. Runtime we had talked about.
93
Release date
minutes.
June 25th, 1999.
99. It wasn't even a
Wow,
2000
June
movie.
25th was just last weekend.
Yes, it was. Good catch.
Mhm.
Also,
You're welcome.
this movie is old.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
It doesn't feel old to me. I don't know if it's
Feels
because
very
I've
timeless.
seen.
I feel like it feels like 90s to me.
I think it's more
Like
timeless than
late
any of his other
90s.
movies. Even more than Billy Madison for
yeah,
some reason. Even though I like that movie more than this.
I think Happy Gilmore is
you?
his most
I do.
timeless movie because what happens in that couldn't happen any other time.
Well, timeless for me is something that's just going to exist forever. And I feel
Oh,
like
okay, I
as
got
it
you.
keeps going, I mean, I love those movies, but I
Sure,
haven't
sure,
seen
sure.
Happy Gilmore in fucking God knows how long.
Really?
Yeah. It's probably been over 5,
I would
6
put
years.
Big Daddy over both Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison.
That's what I'm saying. I think
Yeah.
it's just it's not that I like it more,
I got you.
but it feels more
It-
timeless.
and it's also a better
I feel like it's more
movie.
well read. Yeah, as a movie. Like,
I still see it on all
I'll
the
laugh my
streaming
ass
services,
off
yeah.
at Billy Madison, but like, I will go
Yeah.
to reach for Big Daddy first. You know, like,
Hey.
like to watch that.
I mean,
movie
you can watch
first.
it. Watch
but
whenever
not
you want.
touch.
I see what Steve was doing when he picked the movie. Okay.
$5 to touch it. $7 for me to touch it.
ZJ.
Trust me. If you don't know what it is,
Can't afford
you
it.
can't afford it. Back the fuck up, Antonio. Sorry. Box office that week. The top 10.
10, 99.
Number 10.
Big time.
This
for
might
movies.
this might be a big top 10.
I was going to say big time for movies. June 99.
Number 10. The Matrix.
Whoa.
Oh,
Oh,
heavy.
heavy. That's in its
Heavy.
Heavy.
20th week.
God damn.
Number 9. An Ideal Husband.
I have no idea.
I
what that
try,
is.
you know.
I try.
Oh yeah, I guess
Not
I'm
a
more a fan.
husband.
I'm not. I could be.
You don't know what I do on the set. I'm
Anyways.
somebody's husband. Number 8. Instinct.
A lot of
Not
one-namers.
Basic Instinct.
No
Just
idea.
Instinct.
Like, I know what Basic Instinct is, the movie Basic Instinct, but I don't know what this one is.
No, me neither. Number 7. One of my all-time favorite movies. The Mummy.
It's The Matrix and The Mummy. That makes
Wow.
sense because I had both of them on DVD at the
Mhm.
same time.
Oh, yeah.
That and The
Yeah,
Lost
yeah.
World, that remake.
Yep. I have The Matrix on VHS, but I have The Mummy on DVD. Tell me how that works.
That was the era where you could buy both.
Mm.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
100%.
people still had.
Because I had Harry Potter, the first one, which was right around the same time, maybe a little bit after. But I had both of them. I had that on VHS and on DVD.
I still, yeah, like
Dabba-da. Dabba-da-ba.
at that time. I mean, through high school, even I still had one of those players where it was VHS on one side and DVD on the other.
Yeah.
Like all through high
That's
school.
where it's at. That's where it's at. Go ahead, Steve. Say whatever
Yeah,
word
what is
you
it
were
that you
about
weren't-
to say.
yeah.
I thought
Whatever
about it.
your
I was like,
contribution was going to be to that.
well, I know exactly. I mean, I heard everything you said, but I was like, I can't say that because that would sound like it doesn't sound like I'm listening. Like, oh,
We're slowly
yeah.
fucking pulling Muscolzi apart at the seams.
I like it.
It's anytime his phone's in his hand, he'll
Yeah,
say
yeah,
something
true.
that's
He's-
like,
He's trying to organize thoughts, and we try to catch him in the middle of organizing the thought.
For some reason, at this hour every week, it seems in the last couple of weeks, people are like, I wonder what Steve's doing. Maybe I should text him. And it's people that I don't talk to a lot. So I feel like, well, if I don't text them back right away, I feel like
I'm gonna never
fuck
talk
you.
again.
you can't give us your undivided attention for
not now.
an
I
hour.
like
Oh, no.
devoted better than I
Yeah.
like divided.
Yeah, but you
You're
don't want
undevoted.
undevoted. You want devoted attention. You can't give us
Fully
your
devoted.
devoted
I don't
attention.
want undevoted Steve.
I want devoted, Steve.
I want devoted Steve.
All right.
Commitment.
Okay, all right.
Pay attention to us.
Sorry, my old shop foreman was texting me about my old place of work and telling me about stuff that's going on there that's juicy. So I'm like,
You're rating a drama, buddy. You're just in it.
look,
You did look. You thrive.
I like peeking over the fence at the drama. I don't like being in the drama.
Sure. Look. As much as it's ever like you guys and that met me going, hey, the other day, that was the most it's ever been for me. I don't fucking do anything else. I'm literally driving by. I'm like, what the fuck?
My eyesight's still on point. What's up?
Oh my God. You were just driving by?
Yeah, I was
Wow.
just cruising, right? So I'm just like, I just got done playing the Brew Garden acoustic.
Ooh.
I'm fucking sweaty.
I was trying to
Bourbon.
remember where you were playing
yeah, and
yesterday.
I'm fucking driving.
Look at us all
Uh,
playing.
And I see the
different places.
truck.
Gigging.
The truck is easy to notice. So I look over.
Oh,
and it was
that's
right
fair.
there.
That's fair.
And it
Okay,
was
the
right
truck.
there. Yeah.
Because I was
Giant
like, damn.
sponsorship
They were
Like,
on the
outside.
side.
Everyone was outside. So I'm like, oh, wait, what the fuck?
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
That doesn't
Anyways,
make sense. 'cause
Not
I'm
trying to
far
hide it.
removed.
Right.
Big Daddy.
Yeah.
What's
Mm.
next? Number 7?
Yes.
Number 6,
6.
Notting Hill.
Oh, Julia.
That was a big one.
Mhm.
That was a big one.
She said a lot of big ones. I love Julia Roberts.
Um,
I've always been a big fan of hers.
I'm okay.
I can't get. Yeah.
I'm there.
She's serviceable. I don't hate her, but I don't like.
Say serviceable.
Serviceable?
Like she needs her oil changed.
No, like
Like
any
I-
role
like
she's
I
been
do
in,
her.
I don't hate.
Is that what that means?
Well, no, I'm saying any role she's been in, it's not like she's miscast or she's bad at it. I
I
just don't
guess-
see her as being like, oh wow, I got Julie
Oh,
Roberts.
come
in
on,
this.
Aaron Brockovich.
If you don't
like,
want to say
crushed
the
that
only
shit.
movie.
say you want to hook up with someone abrasively, I guess that's
She's
the best.
serviceable.
That's the best way to do
Right,
it.
yeah, there you go.
She's
Like,
serviceable.
I'd
She's
hit
just
it.
serv- yeah.
I'd hit it.
Sure, serviceable.
Pass.
Need
Passively.
an oil change. Jesus.
Serviceable.
If no one else is around.
I'll do it.
We're in a dark room.
I love her. Her
Might
and
be.
Sandra Bullock have always been like up
Sandra
there.
Bullock.
For
See,
me.
Sandy, I like Sandy,
But
but
she, the thing about Sandra Bullock is she doesn't try, and then when she does, it's so noticeable.
she seems real.
And she's beautiful.
But
just
that's
normally
what I was
too.
gonna say. Is even when she doesn't like try, I don't think she has to try that hard. I think it just comes.
So
Naturally.
when
Naturally.
she does,
Like-
it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Exactly.
Take you on a nice dinner date. You're serviceable.
Yeah, I could do that. You're pretty serviceable.
Do you need service?
Okay, good.
I might.
I'm just gonna say this.
You need
from here on.
servicing.
You need servicing. You good?
Have you been serviced recently?
Look, you've been served? I just got done like a dance battle or something.
Right. You've been served.
You're about to be served
This doesn't mean what you think it means.
on a platter.
What type of platter? Is it a long square one, or is it like this, is like the charcuterie board?
Explain your platter.
I need to know the plate. I need to know the plate situation. Number
Catering
5.
is here.
Number 5. Star Wars Episode 1: The Phantom Menace.
God damn.
A Duel of the Fates.
This is pretty Surus.
That's what I'm saying.
And which one? What is this?
Saurus.
That was number 5.
That was
This one's
5.
big out. It's been out for a little while. Then.
Oh yeah.
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 Did they all release in December, or is it just the earlier ones that released in December?
Well, if this is number
is
5 in
June.
June, I'm assuming it had to have been.
Later,
At least the
like
same
May.
year.
May
March,
sounds
Like
right.
April, May,
spring,
something like
yeah.
that. Because
like
I
the
know
end of
a lot of the
April.
earlier ones were. I thought they were Christmas.
Well, and
time
it wouldn't
releases.
still be in the theaters. If it came out any earlier than May, it wouldn't be in the theaters anymore. Usually they don't last longer than 2 months in the
I
theaters.
don't know. Star Wars Episode 1 was a monster. Terrible
Huge.
movie, but it was a monster.
Well, yeah, because it was like,
Huge.
oh my God, Star Wars is back?
Right.
What?
Speaking of monsters, number 4, The General's Daughter.
Okay. Listen,
Serviceable.
General's Daughter, yeah, she's serviceable.
that movie's on my list. That's a good
I'm not
movie.
sure what that is, but I
It's-
feel like I've seen
It's
it.
John Travolta.
I might skip that week.
Old Johnny T.
I don't
It's
know how
John.
you do that
You haven't
show.
seen? Have you seen that movie? You don't like that
How do
movie?
I turn this on? I'm not sure. I might have seen it, but I'm not sure.
It's a good movie.
All right.
Who is the general's daughter? Meg Ryan?
No,
No.
she's not. She's not a big role in the movie. So the reason it's called the general's daughter is because the general's daughter is
Kidnapped.
she's found dead.
Detained.
She's found dead.
While being serviceable.
Departed.
She was departed.
If you knew more about the movie,
I'm
those jokes
listening.
would not be funny. Is what I
She
mean.
probably got, like-
Probably
That's
not,
what I
probably
mean.
not.
She probably got, I'm not going to say service,
She's
but
not
But she's
serviceable.
Right.
found dead on site, like
Unless you're into that, you know.
within like the huge base. Like she's
Sure.
found dead. So John Travolta is like the detective kind of, but also related to the military. So they're
Okay.
bringing their own like,
Their
okay,
own
we have a
military.
history with him. Like bring him in. And the general, she is the general's daughter. So that's why. So it's about finding out what happened to her. But to do that, they have to find out like her background, like
Oh.
what would have led to this. So, then
do
it's
we
like
see
this
flashbacks?
whole, yeah.
Who
but
is the
it's-
general's daughter? You didn't answer the
I
question.
don't actually know who that actress
I
is.
love watching her explain this right now, and then Steve's eyes are just like out
Bouncing.
out into the void.
Is it though?
I was
For a
listening.
you were intently, but you were just like your eyes were just like.
I was trying to piece it together and I was
It's
trying to
good.
watch the movie she was making
It's
in my
good.
brain.
I mean,
saying
it's
you
obviously
weren't.
older, but it's good.
Well, number 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, top 3. You got to guess.
Do
I'm
we
gonna
need
give
our
it to you.
things? or
Yeah,
no?
might as well write them down because Wally needs to.
Yeah, okay.
There's
write
only
'em
one
down.
over here. So.
All right.
Is this the broken one?
No, it was
we
locked.
fixed that.
It was
right?
locked. All right. In no particular order, the top 3 are Big Daddy, Tarzan,
Oh my God.
Austin Powers 2. What is that? The fuck is it? What's the name of it? Austin Powers 2. It was Shag.
No, that's not. I don't think that's the spy who shagged me. Is it?
Yeah,
Which
that's probably
weeks are
Shag.
these
Me.
in?
So Austin Power. Oh, they're all in their first week.
Everything's in their first week.
Sorry. Big Daddy's in the first week. Tarzan's in the second, and Austin Powers in the second.
That might have changed things for me, but I already wrote it all down.
I know what you have as number 1. That's fine. I forgot the Jeopardy theme.
This is also the order I would put them in.
Hence why
per-
I know
personally.
what's first. So we're gonna go Tara first because I know she's got number 1, Tarzan,
Mhm.
then Big Daddy,
I
then
think our
Austin
two-
Powers,
I think our 2 middle ones are mixed. Yeah, we.
and
so
Wally's
mine's
got
Big Daddy at the bottom.
Tarzan, Austin Powers, then Big Daddy.
Yeah, because Austin Powers was fucking gigantic.
But it's the
First one.
second one.
Yeah.
Right?
I went and saw the second one when it came out with my grandpa, my grandpappy.
I thought it was the
pretty
third one.
inappropriate. Maybe it was the third one.
I don't
Yeah,
know. They
yeah.
all came out very close together. The first Austin
Which
Powers
is
is
the one where
98,
he's like, "There's a huge Johnson." Was that the first one?
so they do that in the first and the second.
Then it was the second.
But I don't know if it's the Johnson line, but yeah, it does it a lot. So it's actually number 1, Big Daddy.
Oh shit.
Number 2, Tarzan. Number 3, Austin Powers.
Damn.
You can put it.
Tarzan is one of my favorite Disney movies easily.
It's
It's underrated in
It's
my
the
opinion.
music.
I was gonna say I
Yeah,
only
but it's
like it
not.
for the music.
But it's not just the music. Like I laugh at it. Like it's the
For me, it's the music. That's all.
Yeah, it's only the music for me.
you guys aren't. Paying
We're not
attention.
negating what you
It's-
said.
you guys aren't paying attention. To that.
I was listening.
No,
You-
not to me. To the movie. You're not paying attention if you only like it for the music.
Oh, she's offended.
It is
Tell us why.
funny.
Have you been serviced?
It's
Don't answer 'em.
funny. It is funny, like the way that they like the Jane character and her like older dad and
It's
stuff. Like it's
great.
fun. And I'm not
But it's not my-
I'm not a big Rosie O'Donnell fan, but like her monkey character is
I heard
hilarious.
she
That sounds
Her
terrible out of
gorilla-
context.
her
she wears the
gorilla
underwears
character.
with the dick holes in them. It's a Dave Chappelle.
Oh, it is.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Her gorilla character
Kinda
is
girl
funny.
that wears underwears
My
with
sister
the
and I
dick
actually
holes in it.
quote that movie to each other.
Renee Zellweger.
I like listening to it. It's actually
Oh, I
some of
love.
the-
I
Oh,
have.
Phil Bollins, right?
I have some of those songs on like my
Just out there
my like
balling.
everyday playlist that I listen
Sure.
to on Spotify. I have like 2 of their songs on there from
Which
that
ones?
movie. Strangers Like Me and what is it? What's the actual title?
Obviously,
of the other one?
what?
I'm just trying to come up with the actual title.
I
can't-
don't know. I'm not sure.
Sing
Well, I
the
have
chorus,
I have
chorus.
2
Just
worlds on there
belt it.
too. I have 2 worlds on there
A whole
too.
new world. No.
Different one.
Don't
Aladdin.
you dare close your eyes.
Oh Jesus, I did it wrong.
I closed them.
They are closed.
You bitch.
Budget time.
I always wanted a pet tiger like Jasmine had.
What do we think it costs to make this movie?
Dangerous.
Right.
Am I just fucking spitballing?
60 mil.
Oh, she beat me too. I don't know if I would have said 60.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
you don't have to.
I'm gonna say 38.
38. I guessed 30.
60 was probably high. I just shouted it out.
Shouted it out. Shouted it out.
Shouted.
I shouted it.
You
Shot.
I
shatted.
said it loudly.
There you go.
Anytime I fart now, I'm gonna say I shatnered.
I hope to never hear you say that on this podcast.
Oh,
A
I
shark
got
nerd.
one brewing.
Suck it back in. No. I guessed 30 million. The actual budget, 34.2 million.
Mhm.
Oh, Steve and I split that right down the middle.
Yeah, look at us. I just figured, yeah, there's some star power in it, but early star power, right? Like only Adam Sandler would be the big
I
person
do
here.
appreciate the fucking abruptness in that answer. Though.
I
It's exact-
genuinely
I love
thought nothing about it. I just wanted to get it out before Wally said anything. And
60.
that was the first number that came to my mind.
It's not a bad,
So,
not a bad number. When you
I'm
think
going to be
about it.
completely honest.
There's
about
there's
that.
some
There was
genuine
no thought behind
when
it.
I do it, but it's very quick. The genuine thought I have is usually like lightning, and I'm like, ah!
Yeah,
Usually.
There
Makes
was no
sense.
thought behind that.
All right, so no thought again. What do we think it made?
A
First
lot.
number.
Number
First
one.
number that comes to your head.
$212 million.
Okay. First number, go.
110.
110. I guessed 185. Its opening weekend, it made $41.5 million
Oh, good
Damn.
God.
for a comedy movie.
It's a big boy
I want
movie
In
to
June.
change my answer.
with the other two.
Overall, it made $234.8 million.
It's your boy over here.
Look at you,
God
look at you,
damn.
you're on it.
This is a rare thing.
Rare occurrence.
Yeah.
I guess I just don't think of movies
Like this
like
being
that,
big.
pulling that much. But
The only thing that like tops my head is like, Wedding Crashers or the Hangover movies, stuff like that. But
Mhm.
those were so different in a different time and being
If you would have asked me
Big.
this out of context after everything we learned earlier about the order of movie and what
Sure.
movies were released,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said anywhere near
No.
any of the
No.
prices that I said.
definitely
No.
not.
As soon as
I-
you're like Star Wars, Harry Potter, and all
Right.
the, I'll be talking about all those Matrix, and I'm like, okay, this movie number
Killing
one above all of those.
Killing it.
Yeah.
All right, so tomatometer time. What do we think the critics and audience gave it? Rotten Tomatoes? Rotten Tomatoes?
I'm gonna go 87s,
You can go 87
them?
just both. Yeah,
across the board.
blanket statements.
Critics and audience 87.
Have you been drinking?
Water.
You look tired.
I had a big weekend.
You doing all right over there?
I'm fine.
All right.
Just-
all right.
Feeling all worn out.
Okay. All right. Well, that's my answer.
I'm going to say 55 critics, actually.
55. Okay,
Yeah,
you're going
I
a little
think
low.
huge audience movie, but I think critics were like, okay, it's another.
It's Adam
it's
Sandler.
whatever.
Right.
But I would say 80 audience.
I guessed critics 80 and audience 90. I felt like, well,
Yeah, exactly. Who
Well,
doesn't? I don't know anyone who doesn't like.
right.
The
Also,
movie.
I feel like critics would have looked at this and gone, okay, Adam Sandler's not doing his goofy, stupid shit.
Mhm.
He's being serious and he's pulling it off. And he's being heartfelt. And, like, why wouldn't that be?
I
a
feel
good
like if you
score?
were to look like Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, those critics ones are probably like
The fuck?
Sure.
down.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
there's no way.
So yeah, so maybe these are higher audience or critics. You're
what we
right.
got?
It's
What do we
more of
got?
a movie. So maybe I was just thinking Adam Sandler movies when I said that. But.
Sure. Critics gave it a 39%.
Oh my
Jesus
God!
Christ. The fuck?
Audience gave it a 74. I was surprised as well.
Even the audience one is
A little low.
A little low.
Yeah,
to
but
me.
whatever. That's manageable. Critics, that's not a fucking. That's
No,
ridiculous.
my God, you can't even argue that one. That's
So now I'm
they're
wondering.
not being serviced.
Ooh. Now I'm wondering
think
who
she's in.
services these people. Also, I want to know what Happy Gilmore's critic score is, if you
Would
don't
you like me to
mind.
look?
Yes, yes, please.
Now we
Tara.
know we
It's
can
gotta be
never do
higher.
this.
Right.
We can never do this,
This has gotta be
movie.
higher.
Well, we already have done Happy Gilmore, so
Oh well, then shouldn't you know that already?
well, I don't, but I'm sure I can listen back. And anybody else who wants to listen back, you can find our
Wow.
past episodes at
What is it?
thedecisionreel.com.
Critics gave
That's way
Happy
more.
Gilmore a 61.
See,
How
that-
dare they give this a 39?
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be higher than this movie. If I'm being honest,
Happy
It's kinda
Gilmore to
weird.
me,
And the
critically
audience
50.
is higher too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, a little bit.
You're gonna miss this putt.
You will not
Jackass.
miss.
Listen
IMDb.
to what I said.
IMDb 6.4.
Womp.
I
No.
mean,
Disagree.
kind of.
Strong disagree.
I feel like it's maybe it's a generational thing because I don't know. This feels like a timeless.
But I feel like we
classic
loved
for
it
me
even
almost.
back like when it came out.
Yeah, we
I remember
did.
seeing
We
it when
did.
I was like
Maybe ask our parents or something. I don't
middle
fucking
school,
know.
probably.
That's a thing, right? Yeah.
know?
Like, how did you see Adam Sandler in this movie? I mean, my mom would probably be like, "It was pretty good." My dad would probably like, "Fuck Adam Sandler."
Yeah.
No, my dad
And if I
has-
showed this to my kid, he'd probably be like, "Yeah, it was okay."
Right. What was fun? What was
Yeah,
good about
maybe.
this to
Yeah,
me?
yeah.
Right? They're not
Yeah,
playing
exactly.
Fortnite.
Yeah.
Can't go woo song.
Who the fuck is Scuba
Hey,
Steve?
go,
That's what you
Wilson!
should dress up as.
All
Ron
right.
Howard. I can get you the wetsuit and the
I
flip-flops.
could be in the scuba squad. That was so adorable.
Uh,
It was great.
I got to give them credit as the twins, the Sprouse twins. They did a great job in this movie for being 4 years old.
I
No, he
always
says
forget
5.
that.
He
I
says
always
5,
forget
right?
They're 5.
Well, that doesn't mean they're 5.
Well, they acted in Friends too.
Of course they did.
They were Ross's son.
Did you know they also had their own television show on Nickelodeon?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Right. Was that their real names? No.
No.
Dylan
and Cole.
Cole, that's right. Why wouldn't they just, whatever, doesn't matter. Favorite scene in this movie, Wally?
Probably the throwing the sticks
Mhm.
at like the
Goddamn
roller
stick!
and shit.
I love how that transitions to later when they're trying to be better and they're like, "Be careful!"
Right.
like holding up the signs.
It's
Well,
either that or the fucking what's his face doing the homeless guy
Yeah.
and the McDonald's.
I was gonna say
shit.
McDonald's is up there for me
Yeah,
for
it's those
sure.
two. Those two.
Somebody
are
get
my
this kid a
Will
Happy
somebody
Meal!
get this kid a Happy Meal?
favorite. Yeah.
And she's like or he's like great parenting, and he
Yeah.
throws his fries.
Yeah.
like,
It's so good.
Not
get
only
out
that,
of here.
okay, this is what dates the movie for me. What that McDonald's looks like.
I know,
With a
right?
different logo and it being a little more like, I don't know, bubbly and happy.
Also,
in there.
now I really want McDonald's because I can picture in my head exactly what those fries looked like in that movie.
Do you remember what Pizza Huts looked like when we were kids?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a
Like,
hut.
I feel like
Lit-
before that,
the
Pizza Huts
Pizza
probably
Hut.
looked great, and they kind of when we got it, our generation, they looked okay.
Mhm.
Have
a little
you
beat
seen?
down, but I feel like that's from
Have you
McDonald's
seen
are
an
now.
updated Taco Bell? I'm not talking about the ones up
The
here. Like if
purple
you
ones?
drive, yeah, where they're dark gray and
Why?
purple.
Why is it purple?
I don't know why.
It's weird.
They look very like
yeah,
modernized.
yeah.
No.
Stupid.
Well, even
Get
the
that out of my face.
the Wendy's in Leonardtown got a makeover. There's a fireplace in there.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never been inside there, so I
Oh,
don't know.
okay. Well,
But
there's a fireplace inside Wendy's now.
for why?
I don't know when it
If
gets
it's
cold.
chilly.
Yeah,
For
it's like one of those.
ambiance?
It's one of those like
Did you
walls.
say for why?
For
For
ambiance.
why?
Yeah, I said for why.
Why?
No, I went there and I had the ghost pepper. No, ghost pepper, whatever
Was
chicken
it
sandwich. It was.
That's okay. Then that can't be real good.
Everyone
No,
always
no,
says
it's
it's
not.
like, oh, it's super hot, and then you go to have it, it's like not hot.
Well,
I was like,
ghost peppers
might poop
are
funny.
hot, so
Yeah, that's what I'm
that's
saying. Right.
surprising that you. I don't feel like you're not allowed to call it that.
Now it was hotter than the
It's
regular
not.
spicy chicken sandwich.
Sure.
Right.
Sandwich.
Sandwich.
Yeah.
But it
Are
wasn't.
you both okay? It's like both of you having strokes.
That's
What
how I
did I
pronounce
say?
You
sandwich.
said for why?
I say that all the time.
For
Though.
why?
That's a normal.
And I say
that's a normal for me.
sandwich.
When have you said sandwich?
Ask my wife.
Fine.
She
say,
would know.
I say for why all the time.
I've never heard you say that. And
I might have to
I
pull a Shatner here in a minute.
we were talking about Wally's favorite part or scene in the movie. Let's go to Tara. What would you say?
The McDonald's one is definitely up there.
Okay.
It is definitely up there for me. But I do also, from the sentimental side, I like when his dad is interrogating him on the stand
Yes, at the end.
or questioning him, whatever,
yeah, questioning,
cross,
cross-referencing,
whatever it
yeah.
is, cross,
We're supposed to be.
whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys suck.
Yeah.
I
On the
retract my
stand.
statement.
I like that part.
Around is.
On all counts.
because the beginning part of the funny where he's like, I'm not gonna the witness's dad isn't gonna,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
my son is an idiot or whatever, and he's like, we'll allow it,
Right.
we'll allow it. But then I like that it's like, Dad, you don't know what I've been doing with this kid. You don't know where my mental state is at right now. You haven't been around it. And he's like, I'm gonna be this way. I'm gonna be, and then the dad's just like, okay, you can
Well,
have him.
and the good thing, or it's all leading up to it in the movie, right? Like
Mhm.
you see every interaction he has with his dad, like he fucking hates
There's
his son.
disappointment. Yeah.
Yeah. And then for him to basically, in the end, turn around on his own dad to be like, look, it's okay. You know, I love you, Dad, and it's okay to be scared of
It was sweet, but it was also like the cheesiest moment of the whole movie.
Yeah, well, it has to be, right? You need
Sure.
something to bring it in. And I thought it was a great scene as well. That was my favorite scene of the whole movie because it brings the whole story to a conclusion. It gets everybody who you thought hated him on his side for them just to be like, yeah, but you still broke the law, so you're going to jail, right?
There are also a lot of small parts that like add up to favorite parts. You know what I mean? Like with the kids in general. I say kids because I know there are 2 actors that played them, but like with the kid character, like when he shows him the glasses and he'll make him, and
That's
then when they're at Vanessa's and he takes off the glasses, he's like, oh, but then as soon as drama happens, he's like
Puts them back on.
like puts them back on really
and
quick.
even they do that at the end too, right?
She gives him the glasses
so he can be interrogated.
and then
Interrogated. Sure.
when he's passed out on the table
Maybe
with
not
like
for a kid, but
all the junk food you could think of in the world on the table next to him,
Looked awesome.
like all those the little parts.
There's another thing that we're kind of glossing over that I think in 1999 is kind of big, and that's there's a gay couple in this movie that they don't make it as a big deal. It's played for laughs for sure. Like there's the one scene where they're all pissing together in,
And he's like looking,
and then he just goes to the next one, which it's funny, but also they're not making fun of them for being gay. They're just making fun of them for being gay with each other because they went to school together.
What is it the one guy says
they
to him?
just
He's
watch.
like, remember before they were gay
Yeah.
or whatever, and he's like, well, they. Like, you mean before they were a couple? Because obviously they were like, they must have been. But you're right. And it's very, like, they still even, like, they high five each other and stuff, and then they'll give a kiss and, like, separate. Like, it's just, it's funny.
They're nice. Like, it's great. It's really good. And then, when the social services guy, hard for me to say.
Takes the kid.
Well, no, when he goes there, when they're having, like, a bro party time, right? And he's just looking in there, and they're all having a good time, and, like, they're talking to each other as being gay. And
my body's nicer than his.
Right.
And he's like, no doubt.
Exactly. Like, that's funny.
Yeah.
Also, Adam Sandler's boys being in this movie, too, right? Like, everybody's in it.
You got to respect that. Like, pulling your friends along, you know, not pulling. I mean, they're all good in their own right. Like their parts, they can hold their own enough to be supporting characters.
Yeah, oh for sure.
But
it's right after this is when their Happy Madison stuff started.
Yeah,
right?
it's cool that like even in the other movies where like the big supporting roles are given to other people, his boys are still like in random roles, and I like that. I feel like you gotta respect that.
Like Grown Ups, that movie is chock full of people, but yet he still finds ways
they're in
to
there.
Put,
yep.
Yeah, and you're right. You got to give him credit. He can't. I'm just gonna go and make it and do my thing. Fuck you guys. No, he brings his friends along, and you know what? That's awesome.
Even like Rob Schneider in Hot Chick.
Yeah.
Where Adam Sandler is that random dude in that like cultural store.
You can hide your weed in there.
Yeah, you could put your weed in there.
I didn't know you could hear that.
It's just, I like that. The little like odes to your friends.
It's almost like
are
their
so
own Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah,
it's the
all
Adam
intertwined.
Sandler.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, you took my favorite scene. I was gonna say the end scene too. It's really good, but I mean, you could say there's a culmination of a bunch of scenes too, like the fact that when he pukes or spills the milk, he covers it with newspaper. In the interview, or not interview, but
it's
when he goes and sees
those
the
small things, it's just very small.
Right. What I was saying is when he goes and sees the teacher, and she's like, he spilled some glue, and he covered it up with newspaper. And he kind of laughs. He's like,
yeah,
right, yeah. It's good. Like the whole movie has heart. Everything works. There's nothing for me that's odd or not, or shouldn't be in the movie. There's no lulls like Wally's having here. Looks like you're coming down from a high.
Dude, I pooped. I fucking feel. I've been at the beach.
I feel spiritual.
I pooped.
I'd also
AW,
like to...
I'm fucking living a dream right now.
I'd like to bring
feels
up
like a fever dream with these fucking lights.
Because we haven't brought it up yet. I want to talk about Leslie Mann's character because
Hooters.
Because it's not a big role, but like she plays it like exactly how you would expect that person to be. Like that the girlfriend of your best friend who's watched the best friend be this leech to your life, like just dragging behind you.
And hates
we
the fuck out of
wasted
you,
the good
right?
surprise on you. Like
Exactly.
she gets so like emotional.
They did though.
But then they
Fucking
have
bitch.
always had, but they have always had that like back and that banter. She knows he's there to stay. She knows that he's a part of his life, and then that she just takes on the role of being that kid's mom. Like as soon as he admits it, and they're like
something about mom, and I watching it last night. Yeah, I watched it last night, and I said something to Tiffany, my wife, about it because I was like,
Like if
he's
that had
calling.
happened,
Yeah, would he
right.
call her mom in a year? That's a little weird
A
because his
year is
mother,
quick. Yeah,
his
a year's
mother
quick.
died. You would think he'd be like, whatever her name was. What
Because
was it?
he's young. He's
Yeah.
still young, but he's not young to where he's confused by like
Right.
who his parents are. But
I get it. It's for the story, though.
yeah.
Right. You're showing character growth.
But
in a
also,
second.
Adam Sandler already has a baby. That means they got pregnant like a couple months after that.
Well, it said
that
1
trial.
year, like 6 months and 3 days later or something is what
So,
it says.
like, they got pregnant not even a year after that, though.
Yeah, and
'cause-
her whole plan that she was saying she had her life figured
Mhm.
out. I guess that's on the back burner. Her case.
and
is
then the
gone.
Vanessa working at Hooters. This
That's
is part
good.
of his 5-year plan. And she looks over and he's just like
Hey, cleaning that grill.
flipping burgers.
Yep.
Like,
Hey, whatever.
Wrinkly balls.
Old balls.
oh yeah, because then the kid even says, "Is that the guy with the
The
wrinkly
old-
balls
yeah.
or whatever?" And he's like, "Oh, come back! I'm sure
Those
they're
big
nice."
Okay, who is your favorite character, Wally?
I'm gonna go with. Rob
Somebody
Schneider.
get that kid out of here.
I'll probably go with Hip
Rob
Hop.
Schneider.
Yeah.
Hip.
Hip Hop.
Keep up.
Yeah, he plays
Hip
the
Hop
same guy
Anonymous?
and like feels like the same guy in the majority of Adam's.
But does he,
spin-offs.
though?
No, it's not the same
No,
guy.
he doesn't.
You got to give Rob Schneider credit for
You
his
can do
range.
it.
Think about it. Think about it. Like, look at 51st Dates. He's playing a Hawaiian guy, right?
Yeah,
Or
it's
Samoan or
fucking-
whatever.
Got a gimp leg.
In
and
this,
shit
yeah,
like
in this
that.
movie,
Like,
what
one
is he?
missing eye, like
a
a
mop,
blind eye.
a mop hair.
Okay, look at You Don't Mess with the Zohan.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of weird Sandler movie,
That's a weird one for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
It's funny though.
That
Disco,
was, that
disco.
was his Austin Powers, is what it was.
Yeah.
Disco.
Yeah. Wow.
That
Yeah.
movie's a weird movie.
I didn't even think about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But is it a bad movie?
It's terrible, but I
It's-
love it.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's not,
enjoyable.
It's not great. It's definitely not great, but
he's a
Take it,
a
take it.
barber. He's
Now smell it.
him out swimming. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
the other
smell it,
guy.
smell it, smell it.
that-
Now
what is
take the
the-
foot.
what is the other guy? What is the dude that's out there swimming with him?
Swanson.
The
I
Hawaiian
can see
punch?
him in my face.
Oh.
Change your socks. What
Yeah.
the fuck is that guy?
yeah.
Oh,
Anyways,
I
he's
thought
great
you were
in that
talking
movie, too.
about Nick Swanson.
No, the
If
change
your
your socks. guy.
change, sir.
Yeah, change your socks.
Disco.
I love feet.
The fizzy. What's the
Fizzy
pop?
bubbler.
Fizzy pop.
It's great. Who's your favorite character?
It's funny because I know we just talked about this last week. Like most of the time, we don't pick like the main person, but I really do like Adams. Like
He's a likable guy.
I
in this
really
movie.
like him in this movie.
Yeah, I mean, he plays a really good character who has a very big character arc in this movie, right? He starts as a piece of shit and then he gets his life together because of
Mhm.
this kid. If this kid never came in his life, do you think he changes? Probably not,
right.
right? So
Mhm.
I do want to say that apartment was in New
I
York
was about
City.
to say the same thing.
I know he got his foot ran over or whatever and got $200,000. The rent of that apartment has to be like astronomical. Has to be.
It has to be like $5 grand. 6 grand.
something.
Yeah.
It's
got a
I was
rooftop,
gonna
too.
say it's got
Yeah.
like 10-foot ceilings in there or even more. It's got
it's
rooms
definitely
going to other
definitely
rooms.
older. It's not new, but
No.
like you can see that it's like
Awesome.
an older building. But
I want to live in there.
his
When I
roommate,
die, use
his
that use that
roommate-
shit. Go
Alright.
get a second house there. That'd be dope.
What
you
a
know?
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That'd be
his
dope.
You got that much
roommate
money, huh?
though
Alright.
is
I think the house would be worth it. Maybe you give me like 15 years.
Well, you probably got life insurance too, right?
Oh yeah.
What up?
Oh, I got the big boy insurance.
Wally's gonna be dead
Yeah.
here soon.
What happened to him? We don't know.
So the day after he signed you on the will,
mentioned it on the podcast.
I have no idea. It was just an accident.
this episode
Swimming
this
with the
week all of a
fishes.
sudden disappears from
Right.
the
just scrubbed from the internet.
but
Oopsie.
his roommate
Yeah.
is a successful high powered lawyer.
True.
So you
I
have
guess I
to
didn't really
assume
think about
he's
that.
probably
Yeah.
not contributing at the moment to because he does have a job. He just only works
When he feels like it.
like yeah, one day.
That was a
week
good
or whatever.
good one too. He's like, "Where are you going?" He's like, wherever he says." He's like,
Yeah.
"Keep your money. I'll go with you." And
Yeah.
the guy's just like,
Oh, okay.
"All right." I want to do that, but nobody works tolls anymore because it's all just drive through. Which it
Although
should have
that
been.
just changed though. That was
Wait,
I mean
what?
that was only like last year. No, I'm saying
Oh,
like
okay. I thought
was
you said
only because of
changing
COVID
back,
when
and I was
that
like, No,
changed.
please, I don't want to stop and give people money.
Still fucking bullshit.
I don't want to sit there and go, give me my $1.25 out of the
I
fucking
know,
thing.
but it's so hard. Like I've prepaid my toll. I have like $178 on there now because it's like, oh, you got to pay $40 and you get on there for my Easy Pass to load my Easy Pass.
So I don't
And
use
then it's
Easy
like-
Pass. There's a new thing, not to cut you off, is
Sure.
where it's just automatically taken out of your account.
I did that. They can't do it anymore. So be careful.
Oh, Steve.
That's where mine was, and I had to get rid of it and get the
But I just-
extra Easy Pass.
But this is a new thing. I just signed up for it like
Just did
a
it 2 weeks
month
ago.
ago.
Maybe it's still a thing, but I can't do it anymore.
But I literally just got like charged for yesterday driving. Like it takes
Okay.
it out right away.
Yeah, I wasn't taking it out from mine.
Oh,
So I kept loading it up because the interface is fucking garbage on their website. So I loaded it up thinking I was paying my bill, and I wasn't. They just weren't pulling it from my shit. So
But
now
you're
I have
talking about-
$170 on my Easy Pass now.
But was this all Easy Pass?
Now it is.
No,
but
what I'm
before
saying
it
is-
wasn't. Before it was just a card attached to my plate,
Gotcha. Interesting.
which is what I think you have.
No. This is literally as you go through the thing, they just take it out of your account.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They
Like,
have
it's a newer.
they have to read your plate though.
Well, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's attached to your plate. So
Right,
they
but
take a
there's-
picture of your plate and they go, "Oh, hey, there's a credit card attached to this plate number," and they pull the money out of your bank account.
Right.
That's what I had.
Interesting.
Yes.
And they stopped.
Yeah, I had it for about a year and a half.
Well, this is like what it doesn't matter.
Sure.
Doesn't matter.
Maybe they just don't like me because they're fucking bitches.
Maybe they're like,
Sons of
Fucking-
bitches.
Anyways, I got an Easy Pass fucking loaded with almost $200 now.
let's
Let's just go up a bridge, like fucking
Let's
beep,
do it.
beep, 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 beep,
We
back
could.
and forth.
any.
Fucking, fuck you guys.
Just piss them off.
Yeah, there's like fucking 13 yards where I just pull forward and I fucking pull back and I fucking pull forward and you just stay behind me while I keep doing that.
That's funny. Any what the fuck moments for you in this movie?
For me,
Yeah.
it was a what the fuck moment when I initially saw it,
Okay.
because then afterwards I thought it was like super weird, gross, but cool as shit. It was the spit scene.
Oh, the
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
no, yeah, don't.
Yeah,
I can't.
Yeah. So that'll be my what the fuck moment. But we've tried it. We've all tried it.
show me
She
again.
might
No,
not
we
tried
have.
it, but I
We've
fucking
not
tried
all
it.
tried.
That one
I
almost
can
touched
do-
the
I-
ground. That one almost touched the ground.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can do it right now. You want to see?
No. Or then he's just eating the ketchup packets.
That was
That's probably
funny.
why I could do it well.
Maybe.
I don't
You know?
really care.
There's something to be said about how he was like trying to. Okay, so I remember watching this, maybe not the first time, but like actually paying attention. And I always thought like the movie was going to go to him making his own, like, not daycare, but like, I'm going to,
Some sort of father-oriented thing.
yeah, I'm going to
Sure.
make kids and I'm going to let them do whatever they want to.
Hey, I'm
that's
gonna
how
make
they grow
kids.
up. Sure.
Just make
Well, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to,
Yeah.
I'm going to have like a place where kids can go and then they
Sure.
can just do whatever they want kind of thing.
Like a
Because that's what he's alluding to when he's like in that scene telling him like, yeah, I just let him do whatever he wants. Like, you know, what do you want to be called or what do you want to dress or what do you want to do tomorrow?
they have
Yeah,
houses.
this is
There's
school.
There's a little bit to that though.
They have houses like that.
And
Yeah.
parenting more these days, you do gear a little bit more towards that, where parents are now like talking to their kids more
Sure.
instead of just. We've talked about this before, where
Yeah.
it's just
Do this.
this, like our parents were.
Right.
But
you got to be right in the middle.
yeah, that's
trying
what I
to
was
warn
gonna say.
everybody.
He definitely was just, whatever. But
Yeah,
it
let-
was
let 'em do what they need.
what do you want to do today? What do you want to wear today? Like the name thing is interesting,
Right.
but still, but like
you gotta
you
find
said,
the middle ground.
it shows he definitely crossed the line because
let
they're
your
not
son wear
taking
some
baths.
shorts that are sitting in
Sure.
a corner for 2 weeks. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Sure. No. You're not smelling like a fucking butthole.
Yeah,
a
that's what I'm saying. Like
butthole.
obviously you have to find the middle because he's not.
Yeah.
He wasn't making him take baths. They
Sure,
weren't
exactly.
studying. He wasn't. He was eating trash like all the time and
No,
getting
no.
sick. Like he threw up after
Yeah,
he ate
you
all that
can
stuff.
you can try to let a kid find his individuality. Like that was what he was
Without
trying.
without like
Let it happen all day. I don't
without
try to impose on my son when it comes to that kind
taking
of stuff.
Jesus take the wheel. Like
Don't be an ass to me, and just
Mm-hmm.
don't be an ass to other people. That's pretty simple.
Yeah. There's
And
also
anything gets in the way of that, then I intervene. I'm like,
Yeah.
yo,
Mhm.
you can't do that shit.
there's also
But I never
another
have that problem. So
point that I want to bring up that I feel like the world has changed, and that's he goes and talks to this teacher, and this teacher tells him what's going on and what he needs to do to change things, right? People today, parents today are going, no, I'm the expert. I know what needs to be done with my kid. I'm not going to listen to you. And I feel like that's what's going on with a lot of stuff because of the internet and, I do my own research. And I feel like it's change culture almost, right? Like, think about it.
It's you run into people that are like that, but everyone thinks they know everything nowadays. That's the problem.
That's what I'm bringing up.
It
So
doesn't and it's both sides.
yeah.
Parents think they know, and then
Exactly,
teachers think
right.
they know, and
So you take that scene.
no one really does.
You're right. You take that scene and try and do it today.
Well,
that's going
clueless.
completely different. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
is
yeah.
what I'm trying to say.
like the kind of militant teacher,
Right.
is gone out the window.
Right.
Sure.
Also,
There's a
Which
few of them still living,
which
but they're
I
all
never
our
really-
old teachers.
I never really learned well from, anyways, like that kind of.
no.
that
I'm
kind of
not saying
teacher.
that's the right way to do it. I was just saying that you have those people now, just like, no. I know
Cool.
how to raise every kid.
Cool testament to old school teachers is there's a couple teachers from us that are in Leonardtown Middle School that are teaching my kid. There's a Mrs. Payne that's there, and in Robertson there's a couple other teachers that are there.
Interesting.
And I
Sucks
walk
for
in
them.
there, and she's like, "I've seen his name before." And I was like, "Oh fuck!"
Uh-oh,
So I had
yeah.
to-
Here we go.
But I don't think she put the whole thing together. But she has always been that kind of teacher, which is like real hands on, kind of let you do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
She's a good teacher. But my son thinks that's his favorite teacher.
All
So
right.
there might be a
That's good.
testament to having kids that are a
what
little
does she
bit.
teach him?
I think it's social studies.
Okay, sure.
So I think
Is
that's
he-
what it is.
He,
He
that
loves
was
it.
the least favorite subject.
Yeah.
Always.
Does he
Yeah,
It was
really?
he
always
doesn't.
my
He
least.
doesn't. Yeah, he does great. He's almost straight A's. Yeah, fucking where gosh, I didn't have.
Look at
that
us.
kid.
Yeah.
I wasn't me.
Apple falls
wasn't his
far
mom either.
from the
so
tree. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. It just means I'm doing my job.
What a guy.
Exactly.
What a guy. Speaking of doing jobs here, it's time for the TV and movie trivia time.
Weird segue. Doing jobs.
I got to do my job.
I need to be serviced.
Yeah, we got to service this.
It's
Tar sands.
serviceable.
IP. Big D. these are my answers
Wow.
earlier. Yeah. Anyways, D's in school. Funny thing about me is I passed all my tests. Aced, bitch.
Name the car from the Dukes of Hazzard.
This music, it feels like I get stuck when you turn this music on.
Name the car from the Dukes of Hazzard.
I know what this
I already
fucking
have
And
it,
since we're doing
so-
the Jeopardy, it has to say what is.
Really?
I know it's like right in the fucking middle of my face.
It's in the cackles.
I just get
No, you got it. Look, you got to the song.
It's right there. Just fucking say it.
What do you got? What do you got? The General Lee.
God
What is
damn it.
the General Lee?
I kept trying.
It did it
The
again.
Mandalorian was going through my head, and I was like, something. What happened?
You got locked again somehow.
She keeps flicking it with
I
her
was
fingers.
accidentally.
She's
told
servicing the pad over there.
What was the other question? We usually read both of them
All right, I'll read it.
since we always put it.
I'll read it. Which movie starring Hilary Swank and Gerard Butler is based on a novel by Cecilia Aaron?
Is this the one where
AH.
he dies
I
and
don't know, I've
then
never seen it.
lives on with
I
like
could-
notes?
I could If she didn't get
Is
it, I
that-
could have
is that
given.
what it is? I'm not going to know
I
the name
should've-
of it.
I could have given her a really good clue that you wouldn't get.
Wouldn't have needed it.
Is that what it is?
But you know
though?
the
Is
clue
that-
I'm thinking of?
I don't know the name of the movie, but is that the premise?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Robin
fucking-
Daggers.
I'm so terrible at this fucking remembering things.
What
Go
is
ahead.
it, Tara?
It's P.S. I love you.
Yeah.
Fucking cocksucker. Not you, like the concept.
Yeah, she she
Maybe.
goes to Ireland and everything because he
Why
like
Does he die?
he dies at the beginning of the movie.
So how does that work?
He was sick, so like he planned all this stuff before he died.
Yeah.
Like he left.
It's actually a concept. It's
He-
very cool.
He made sure
make any
like
fucking
a
sense,
certain, but you end up finding out later. Like spoiler alert for P.S. I love you fans or non-fans. If you
Should we
haven't
get a
seen it on
button?
here.
Spoilers.
You end up finding out that her mom, who like didn't really approve, wasn't the biggest fan of his, had actually been helping the whole time deliver the letters and stuff. Like he went to her and said, I'm gonna be gone, so can you help me with this? And you end up finding out because she even says to her mom, like, you never liked it. Like they get into a fight about it, and then you end up finding out later that the mom was actually
The one that's.
helping him do it.
It's a cool concept.
I do like Gerard Butler.
I knew what the fuck it was. I just can't
And he
remember
is,
the
even though
names.
he
What the
dies at the
fuck?
beginning, he is in
In
it
the movie,
because you're
okay.
seeing
Let Claire
flashbacks,
do it, yeah.
and then he'll show up as though he's reading the letter sometimes, like she's hearing him, like say it and stuff. It's a good movie. It's good.
Interesting. Interesting. You know what else is interesting? The fun facts of the fucking week.
Oh, what's that? I hear it. There was a old fucking whoopee cushion over there.
Jesus Christ. Adam Sandler's wife, Jackie Sandler, played the waitress in the bar that gets Julian or the other, the two kids, a root beer. This started the tradition of having his wife cameo in almost every Adam Sandler film.
They just had their 20th wedding anniversary last week.
Good.
Or something. 20th, 22nd, something like that.
Yeah, good for them. That's
Saw it on Instagram. Yeah, she's like in
That guy's rich.
almost
as shit.
everything. Yeah.
Well, since that
His
movie.
kids have been in it too.
Correct. Since, why not? Well, filming The Waterboy. This doesn't make sense. There should be a comma there. Comma. While filming, The Waterboy came out and was a huge success. Noticing the box office, Sony sent a memo to the set letting the production team and Adam Sandler know that they had extra money to film or expand scenes they felt were lacking. This allowed smaller characters played by Rob Schneider and Steve Buscemi to have greater roles.
Hey.
Oh, so they saw the success of Waterboy and they were like,
fucking head
okay,
off.
let's play this up more.
Yeah,
Like,
let's put some more
yeah.
stuff in it. Also,
Deuce
in,
Bigelow's hilarious.
yeah, in my brain, The Waterboy came out after this.
Isn't that
Not
funny?
me.
No,
Not me.
I see
Chronologically,
it
feels
as
like before, like right before.
I see it as before this movie because I put it in the same category as Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison.
Me
the
too.
stupid funny.
Me
so I
too.
see it as in the same group,
Yeah,
like as those. So I guess that's the only reason why I see it as before this movie.
yeah. But also, I mean, it came out a year later, so.
But one of the
Close.
only one
she
of the
showed me her boobies.
only
And I like them too.
really like at the same stupid funny level as like the movies before
Yeah.
Big Daddy, which I think set him into a different direction, was like Little Nicky and stuff. Like
Flash.
a lot of his
Popeye's
movies
chicken.
after Big Daddy were not
Put a
at
fat
that-
sack of reefer in the mix.
lower level of comedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
weren't, and I don't mean lower level like people don't
Why
like
are you
it.
sweating?
Obviously, people like it because you
Right.
guys are
I love Little Nicky.
quoting it.
Him and I like the dumb shit.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean, though, is that was one of the only ones after Big Daddy that he did was on the same type of dumb shit as Billy Madison
I get-
and
yeah,
Happy
yeah, yeah,
Gilmore and Waterboy and stuff.
Obviously, Big Daddy was better commercially for him.
Oh, well, yeah.
It's probably his best movie.
Clicks-
Money wise,
pretty
you
good.
think?
Speaking of, the most successful movie of Adam Sandler's career,
It's
making
like I
over
can read your mind.
$163 million domestically until the animated sequel, Hotel Transylvania 2, made $169 million in 2015. It's still his most successful live-action movie.
Big Daddy is.
Yes.
Called it. That little layup, Steve. You like that?
We're a team over
Wow,
here.
so
yeah.
Hotel Transylvania 2 made more than
Right.
one.
Yeah,
And
oh, yeah.
and most of his other movies.
Correct.
I mean, that's, you're geared towards kids. That helps a lot. But I wouldn't have realized, I wouldn't have thought that the second one would have made more than the first one.
I know I watched the
Sometimes
first one.
it
I'm
does.
trying to remember the second one.
I haven't seen the second one.
And then isn't
so-
there a cruise one? They all go on a cruise.
Oh, like a
Exactly.
Hotel Transylvania
cruise.
vacation.
They
or
put the
something like
fucking-
that.
They put the hotel on a boat. Sure. Chris Farley was originally attached to star, but died before production began.
I would not have
Aw.
liked that, to be honest with you.
I think it would have been great.
Not if he would have starred.
Well,
I
depending
guess it
on
depends
his
on
role.
what he's playing. Yeah,
I,
what he's playing.
I immediately played the whole thing out in my head, and it would have been amazing.
Which role?
I thought it was going to be the dad.
No way. I wouldn't have liked it as much.
Oh no. So he wouldn't have been the main character
You said starred, so is it going to be what else would he
There
be
are-
playing?
attached to star.
Attached
so he
to
could have
star, so
been.
there are
he could have
other-
been.
Yeah, but it's Chris Farley. What else?
I mean,
is
he
gonna
could have been
fucking
Rob
play?
Schneider. He could have been.
That's a cameo, right? I would consider that a cameo.
No, that's
Rob's not. That's almost a cameo. What are you limited to? As soon as you hit 2 scenes, is it not a cameo anymore?
If you get paid, it's not a cameo.
I ask all the important questions. What the
Right.
fuck is a cameo?
I just
a
personally.
minute role. You're not getting paid.
I
What the
know
fuck is a cameo?
I would not have liked the movie as much if he had
Was
been
the
in
main
Adam
ca-
Sandler's role.
Okay. I kind of
His
agree
type
because you
of
don't.
funny, I feel like, doesn't work with
You-
this type of plot.
Yeah, you can't see him as a loser because he's still going to be funny and goofy, and you're still going to like him in that role, even though you're not liking Adam Sandler in the beginning, but you feel kind of sorry for him, right?
Mhm.
I don't feel like you get the same sorry.
From
Like
Chris
Tommy
Farley.
Boy, I don't feel sorry for him. He's just dumb.
I think if you replace him and John Stewart with him and Spade, I think it would probably work out just fine.
I'd watch it.
I probably actually, to be
Obviously, we're never
completely
gonna
honest
know.
with you, I probably wouldn't have.
Did you watch like Tommy Boy and stuff?
Mm-mm.
You know,
I've
yeah,
never
that's
been.
why.
I'm not a Farley fan.
That's why.
I said that when we did
But like picture his acting. Like you picture okay, so obviously Beverly Hills Cop is not a good fucking movie, but like the way he acts in that is a little bit better. So I think he could pull off a shit. Like obviously
mean,
he's already he would have been a shitty dad right out the
He
gate
was
perfectly.
in Billy
But
Madison.
redemption wise, yeah,
He was
yeah.
in Billy Madison.
Tommy Boy, Black Sheep, they all had that weird resolution where he could resolve as a dad towards the end, and I think it would have been great.
I'm just trying to replay
I did.
it.
I immediately went through the whole thing.
I can't even see it. I can't
I
even
wouldn't
see
be
it.
mad at it. I'd watch it. That's what I would do. I would
Yeah.
watch it. The working title for this movie was Guy Gets Kid. Imagine going to see a movie. Obviously, it's a working
Guy
title,
Gets
right?
Kid.
But that's just the movie. Guy Gets Kid.
What idea? Go. You got 10 seconds.
Yeah. Okay.
What is your name for this movie?
Boy Lost. Can't be Lost Boys. Just Boy Lost. Tara,
Okay.
go.
Who Raised Who?
Oh
that's
my
not bad.
God,
She was
high five.
hold on. She was thinking about
High
that as soon as you
five.
started percolating that question.
was great. Whatever. That was
Yeah.
still fucking dope. I give her
I'll give
30
it- yeah, I'll
seconds
give
for
you
that.
that.
Who
I'll give
raised
you
who? They did fucking great. Shut the
Go.
fuck up. This is a blank slate over here.
Yeah, go.
That's what I'm calling it.
Blank slate.
Just improvising my whole life right there.
Kangaroo Song.
Blank slate.
I don't even like that song anymore. That is we didn't even talk about the scene
That
where he's
because
getting
it's because that part
Yeah.
is
emotional.
heart wrenching.
It really is. Good. Who knows?
We don't even have children,
Right.
and that gets us. So I can only imagine, like, this one over here.
Can't go woo song.
Not a fan.
Not a fan. Also, I
can
wonder.
wipe my own out. I know you can.
I wonder with them being twins, which one was a better actor and which ones they were like, no, we got to use this kid for this role.
I'm surprised it's
This
not in your
scene,
facts because I
yeah.
feel like I have read this somewhere, and I think
hadn't.
one of them was doing more the crying scenes
Sure.
and stuff. I think one of them was better at that, and one of them was more like the light. But I don't remember.
I did read one that I didn't write down, but it was they were losing their baby teeth during filming, so they each had to get fake teeth.
The
put in,
what do they call them?
incisors.
No, they flippers or something. I only know this from like
From the movie.
when I've
Flippers?
seen clips from like some of the
movies.
some of the pageant shows and stuff where
Ooh.
where they're little kids or they're even like teenagers that are still like losing their teeth. They
Okay.
call them they're like they just pop in.
Oh, I
One
got
of the
what
worst
you're
to
things
saying.
in the
cover
world
their
is
Sure,
teeth.
sure. Yeah.
I feel like they're called flippers.
Something that hockey players would probably use too. Just a little, because I only got one tooth.
That's what we should just randomly do, Steve. Like
Bust our teeth out.
no beauty pageants
Oh, we kill it.
for men.
Flipper.
All right.
Flipper.
Mid 30s.
Okay, cool.
It's-
Mid-30s beauty
It's for
pageant.
like a
Yeah, we got it.
It's a temporary partial denture, essentially, is what it is. But so
Temporary
it like
partial. Talk about
it just
not-
pops on and then pops off. It's not glued. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah, you just
permanent.
take it out.
Yeah.
What hockey players use a lot.
Mhm.
Originally, Cody Gifford, who was 8 years old at the time, was in mind for the role of Julian. His mother, Kathy Lee Gifford, refused the role after reading the screenplay and was quoted as saying, "I told my agent to tell Adam, who I like, that Cody pees at home, not on walls." Imagine bogarting your son because she doesn't want a joke.
Yeah, whatever.
Kathy Lee Gifford.
Yeah, because the Sprouse
She
Boys
was
are
always kind of
still
a
making money.
She's
Right. And what
kind
is
of a
she doing?
fucking weirdo.
Yeah. She likes to drink.
Yeah, yeah,
How many SNL parodies have there been from
yeah.
whatever Kristen Wiig? Good stuff. Final decision time. Out of 10, what would we give this movie and why? Wally first.
I'm gonna go 7.4.
7.4.
I
I hate this. I hate it.
know. I hate it.
Just fucking suck it up. Wait till I add another fucking number.
8.1.
7.42.
7.42. Why? Why are you going to give it that?
Because it's a good movie. I like it when it comes on. Do I go hunting for it? No.
But if it's on, I'm watching it.
It's a feel good, so it's there. It's there for me to fall on if I ever need it.
Touche. That's
There we
good.
go.
Yeah, I can always come back to it.
Exactly.
And it's never going to let me down.
Nope.
Tara's checking her notes.
A little bit of my little comfort zone. I think it's her turn to pick a movie, so she's hunting for shit.
But beyond that, or before that, what do you give this movie and why?
I would probably give this movie a 7.5.
7.5. Higher than Wally by point
Yeah, because I don't
2,
I
3,
don't
5. I don't
do
know.
that. Because I
Right.
don't do that.
7.5. Why?
I think it's solid. I get like it's hard to argue giving a 7.5 when I'm about to say I don't see anything wrong with the movie,
Mhm.
but it's not critically acclaimed enough for me from my view to be
Yeah.
an 8 or plus, but
Sure.
it's a good movie.
Comedy
Like
downfall.
it's a good
Right.
movie.
Be a 10.
Yeah. There's one.
Only ever going to be one.
Like it's a good movie though, and it does
Yeah.
have more like gumption and stuff than
Substance.
than like any regular
Right.
stupid comedy movie.
It's not The
Like,
Hangover where they're getting drunk and then trying to figure out what's going on. There's a wholesome
Hilarious.
story here.
I
where-
actually just watched it the other day just
So
because
long,
it,
gay
it came
boys.
up. And
So long, gay boys.
what do tigers dream of?
It's so good with his tooth gone.
If they didn't,
I like how he just ends it because you hear the tiger fall,
Yeah.
and he ends it quickly, and he's like, "Well, then where's our luck?" Just done.
if they did not make any sequel to that movie, I will say
Epic.
this
Yeah,
every time. That would be looked at as one of the best movies of the
Probably.
last.
I
Probably.
agree.
50
I feel like the
years.
sequels weren't necessary. Like it was not needed.
Necessary.
Is it necessary to drink my own urine? No, it's sterile. I don't like the taste.
I like it. I give this movie Big Daddy a 7. I've seen this movie so many times that I've probably lost count, but it still keeps me entertained and interested the whole way through. There's never a dull moment and always a fun watch for anyone. I think that's the biggest deal here is it doesn't matter if you're a young kid, old person, whenever this came out, it's still a good movie and you can enjoy it.
Do you think that would you recommend it now? Like if somebody our age was like, I haven't seen it. Do you think
oh,
it's
yeah,
still worth
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
like them
Especially
seeing it?
if you're like, I like Adam Sandler, but I haven't seen Big Daddy. Fucking watch
Do you
it.
think someone who doesn't like Adam Sandler would still like this movie?
I
Yes.
think this would be the one movie I would say to watch.
To recommend. Yeah.
Because he's not, even
or
though
his
there's a
newer
little,
movies. His
yeah.
newer movies are pretty good. Like, what is that? Basketball one was fucking pretty dope.
I heard that was good too.
Oh yeah,
the
where it's more
Diamonds one.
his more drama
Basketball
movies.
Diaries,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, she was great. I watched that. I was like, who the fuck is this?
I would also almost like as I think it's a little bit more in the realm of Big Daddy with a little bit more of like the silly comedy stuff is Click.
I
Like,
love Click.
Click
Also,
hits you
like, the
like
saddest shit of all time.
who here teared up during Click?
I might have got misty died.
Yeah, boy.
I mean, come on. It's been a while since I've watched it,
Boy.
almost because of that though, because it's like, okay, I know what's coming,
Just skip
and
the
like,
scene. I can't do it.
but it's like a more interesting take on like an It's a Wonderful Life type
It's
of thing.
literally that's exactly
because it's
what
not
it is.
giving him a new life; it's
Right.
him skipping through his life, and it's like, no, okay.
to realize what he's doing wrong,
Yeah.
to then go back and fix it.
hmm
It's a great story.
Plus, Kate Beckinsale,
Still looks great. Good for her.
she's fine.
I would service her.
Boy. To wrap
Listen,
it up, while it was
Her
service.
in Van Helsing with the curly hair and
Oh
the leather.
my
Hold on though.
God.
Her accent in that movie is the worst accent I've ever heard. But I don't need to listen to her. Yeah.
Was she speaking? I
It's
don't
the
know.
suit. It's the suit.
It's the suit.
It's the suit.
It's
I
the
just
pants, yeah. The
I just
leather
watched
pants.
all of those movies because Sarah loves them.
Underworld?
Yeah, all of them.
Nice.
All of even the two shitty ones.
They're still decent.
Yeah. They're all garbage. Well, they're all garbage except for the first one.
The
second
first one's really good.
The second one's all right.
Although, yeah, so like Underworld leather outfit,
Yeah,
but-
oh my god.
but Van Helsing the long curly hair.
Oh, I
like I
got
just
you.
like,
oh yeah.
you know what I mean? So that's why I lean towards Van Helsing because she's still wearing leather. Like she's still wearing those leather pants with
Sure.
the boots, but she's got the
Boots.
long curly hair, which
Sure.
is
That's your thing.
beautiful.
That's your kryptonite. Curly hair.
beautiful.
Long
She's
curly
also
hair.
just
My
fucking-
friend in West
fucking
Virginia, the other
dying
redhead
sh-
that I'm friends with,
Is that
her
it?
hair is super, super curly.
So that's
And
your-
every time she
so
comes to
are you-
visit and she straightens it before she comes, I'm like, how
this,
dare you
She's-
deprive me
she's
from
telling us
this?
something.
Is this the one that's what's her name?
Kaylee is her name.
Yes. That's what it is.
But she has this long bit, like her hair. She actually has, what's it called? The undershave. Because it's
Oh, yeah.
so much.
I don't like that.
Because
love
it's,
it.
you can't really see it unless her hair's up, obviously. But it's because she
Even that
has
weird
so
shit,
much
like
of
the
it.
fucking where they
Head
shave
sap,
it.
half
no.
the head.
Yeah,
shave.
I'm
you
all about
can't,
that, too. I'll
You
do that,
can't
too.
see it. The only reason for
Put
the
some designs in
the
there. I
like weird
undercut
shit, I
is
don't know.
Good for
to
you.
make it less thick.
Hmm.
Because there's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
so much to deal with when you have that much curly, like thick hair.
I told my wife to do that because she's Sicilian, so she's got the hair. And I was like, cut it all off and back. She's like, I can't fucking do that. Against my religion. I was like, what
When I
religion?
went to
being a woman.
when I
like,
went to dances in school, like school, and it says you'd go get your hair done, they'd have two people working on my hair because it's thick. Like so, they'd have two people curling like
that's cool.
at the same time to like get through faster.
That's cool.
Or
Speaking
like when I've been in weddings.
Nice.
sure, because you
Mhm.
right, many of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the what's it, 27 dresses.
Sure. Was
There
that
we
your
go.
pick for next week?
No, No.
Okay, cool.
Although that's a cute movie.
That's cute. Anyways, next week it's Tara's pick. What are we fucking watching?
Oh,
Just fly.
I just noticed I had Big Daddy on my list. I can remove it now.
You're welcome. You're
prepared.
supposed to know. That way we're leaving everybody in suspense here.
I know. I honestly didn't even think about the fact that it was.
All right. Well, she's thinking where you can see us or watch us or listen to us, Wally, at The Decision Reel. You can follow us, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
On everything you
on
have.
everything you got.
If you have it,
we
we're
dare.
on it.
We dare.
Yeah.
You can also get some merch from us and support us. Go to thedecisionreel.com.
Yep.
Some T-shirts, some hats, cups, stickers.
Nuts,
10%
butts, and
off.
coconuts.
It's good. It's a good one. Where you at?
The Breakup.
The Breakup.
Vince
chick flick?
Vaughn. Jennifer
Oh,
Aniston.
never mind. I know what you're talking about.
I've never seen it.
It's good.
I've never seen it.
I was actually gonna go with a more serious movie, but now that we're in this like drama comedy, this like rom-com, but has more deeper.
Dramedy. We're in this dramedy.
Yeah.
Dramedy.
I'm gonna.
Ramadan.
I want to do
Ramadan.
that. I want to do
We're going to
that.
Ramadan.
Ramadomedy.
Ramadomedy. Radomedy. We're in the Radomedy.
I really like this movie actually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Me too.
all right, cool.
I do. Yeah, it's
I've
good.
never seen it.
It's not garbage.
Sure.
It's a fun one. It's
I'm
pretty fun.
excited now.
Parts of it are hilarious.
It's one of my favorite Vince Vaughn movies specifically too.
Okay.
Like I just think I've always been a fan of his, but this one it's good and it's funny, but it also it'll get you. Like it'll like
Does he have curly hair? Is that what you're getting at?
No, I was
Okay.
gonna say
Long curly?
would you serve as Vince Vaughn, but I
See, I was
immediately was like,
getting to
this
it.
is a terrible question to ask. So.
probably not.
Would you
I would
serve
definitely hang out with Vince Vaughn, and I would like maybe go on like dates with Vince Vaughn, but I wouldn't just serve his face.
I need more substantialness before the service.
He's not my thing. Like he towers over. He's like over 6 foot, and he's just
We're over here. We're tall guys.
You're not over.
How
6
tall are
foot.
you, Steve?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
You are
6'2".
not
Steve's
over
like
6 foot.
Yeah, Steve's
I'm
like an
6'2".
inch shorter than I am.
You're taller than Carrick.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know how tall he is.
100%. And I haven't even seen Carrick that much.
I feel like when we've been out with you guys, you don't look taller than Carrick at all.
He's sitting down usually, right?
Not
I
when we're
can I
out,
can
no.
guarantee you I've
He's
seen the
usually
top of his
standing.
head, so yeah, I'm taller than him.
Steve's tall. It's misleading. Same with Randall. Not to bring up
Well,
him
Randall's
all the time, but
definitely tall.
Yeah.
but you two are almost the same height.
Yeah.
Randall might be a little bit shorter than you actually.
He
think we might be the same
He looks so
size.
much taller. That's wild.
Is it weird I gotta poop again?
No.
What is going on?
Speaking of pooping, we're getting out of here. Thanks for listening. Next week we're doing the
You're
breakup,
welcome.
and we're gonna break up right now.
Bye.
Bye.